I like food, and I like eating stuff.
Let's talk about that. Wait, wrong show.
Restaurants are great. Restaurants are pretty good.
Yeah, are they?
They are, yes. I like going to a restaurant every once in a while.
Ben, but what are we doing?
We're talking about stuff.
What show is this?
Oh, shoot. This is the Baron Variety Podcast.
That was a cold open.
That was a very cold
My
open.
name's Aaron.
I'm Ben.
We're talking about restaurants.
Restaurants are great.
End of episode.
I had a thought, and then it disappeared.
Oh.
So,
I mean,
yeah. I was
you don't
I
remember.
was excited to do the intro, and then I forgot that I had to actually do the intro.
you work at a restaurant.
I do work at a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's a fancy restaurant. They serve lots of fancy foods.
Yeah.
And this is the busiest season.
Actually,
there.
It is.
And New Year's Eve is the worst day of our lives.
Is it? How long do you have to stay for New Year's?
So, not only do we open earlier on New Year's, but we're open later on New Year's.
Oh, that's true.
Which, New Year's is a decent ways away, so I don't have to worry about that for now.
Right.
But December and, like, January, and just, like, building up to those two, it just gets harder and harder every day.
Yeah.
And, like, sure, like, the week kind of has, like, it's kind of like a hill, like, Monday, and, like, all those days are kind of low, but, like, gets progressively harder and up until, like, Saturday.
Right.
But, like, as it gets closer to, like, New Year's, it just gets
worse and worse. Yeah.
And I remember last year for New Year's, I guess I should save it for, like, the New Year's podcast, but I remember being there from, like, 2 to, like, 2.
Dang, a full 12 hours.
Something like that.
That's
it was a long
crazy.
time. Working at a restaurant is it's interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
Because not only do you get a behind-the-scenes look at, like, how food is made.
Yeah.
And, like, just how everything's prepared and how hectic it actually is, despite looking super fancy and nice. You also get to see and understand, like, how service works in restaurants, because that's something that's always kind of... I haven't really thought about it until I started working in a restaurant, but now that I work in one, I can go to any restaurant and be like, oh, I see. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, so you speak the language now. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
I went to Max and Irma's, like, forever ago, and I can remember just being like, oh, okay, so we're, like, this table, and that table over there is, like, table 23, and, like, I see what she's doing. She's like, I knew, I was able to tell which person was, like, seat 1. At our table.
Dang.
And, like...
You're deep in the Matrix.
And she was like, she had, like, the, like, because service right on the notepad and everything, and, like, I know how that works.
Yeah.
Like...
I didn't know there was, like,
crazy.
a specific way to write on a notepad.
Yeah, so, like, every floor will have, like, their table numbers.
Right.
And that's how you separate sections and separate, like... You obviously just know which table gets what food. And then each table has seating positions. So, like, you got, like, 1 through however many seats there are.
Okay.
And that's how they know who gets what they've ordered. I guess there's no really specific way to write on the notepad, but it's like, seat 1, this person ordered this, and they want it like this.
Okay.
And the way that we do it, and I don't know how many other restaurants do it, because I've only worked at this restaurant.
Right.
But we'll, like, write the seat number, and if it's, like, a girl, you'll circle it.
Oh.
So you've got another way to determine...
It's like another layer of, like, okay, now we don't mess this up.
Yeah. So it's like, like, even if you don't know which seat is seat 1, you can kind of guess based on whether or not the numbers are circled.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just, like, another way to help you figure out. Restaurant stuff is just... It's interesting how it all works. It's a very complex... machine.
It is definitely, like, you gotta keep on your toes, otherwise things are gonna get messed up.
Yeah.
No one likes that.
And
no one likes their food being messed up.
When we recorded the last podcast, the day before, I was bussing that night, and I was the only busser.
Oh.
For 3 sections.
Oh no.
It was bad.
Oh no.
I mean, but like, people helped a lot more.
Yeah.
Because I was the only one. But it's so chaotic.
Yeah.
And it's stressful and it's awful.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. So appreciate your servers.
Oh, always.
And appreciate all the work that they do. If they mess up your order, like, okay, maybe say something. But, like, don't be mean about it.
Yeah.
Because it was an honest mistake, and they have so much to think about and, like,
true.
do.
Yeah. It's like, it's a miracle they get more right than wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I always feel bad about, like, if my food is messed up about like changing it, because I could be like, oh, like get this but no onions, although I'd never say that because I love onions.
Yeah, same.
And it's like if they like put onions in it by accident, then I'd be like, oh, it's no big deal. And like I'd like mention something at like the table or whatever, and then like immediately if I'm with my family, like my mom will just be like, excuse me, like his order's messed up, and I'd be like, it's fine, it's fine. Okay,
no, I'm not
like,
upset,
it's all right. And they're like, really, we can help you? And I'm like, it's okay, like it's good.
I'm literally not angry about it at all.
You still brought me food, which is what I'm grateful for. You know,
and like I typically eat by myself, like when I eat out. It's just no one else is home and I'm hungry. So like my order typically doesn't get messed up. The bigger the order gets, the easier it is. And the more often it happens. So like I'll like buy food. My family will be like, hey, go out and get us like Chick-fil-A. Here's what we want. And then like they'll like miss a fry or two.
Oh no.
And then someone will be like, oh, we paid for that, and like angry. And it's like, yeah,
but also like
we ordered like 20 things.
Exactly.
You know, what's one like $2 fry?
Right.
You know,
unless you have like a specific dietary reasoning.
Okay, yes, that is like very valid.
Yeah, well, because like my girlfriend, she's vegetarian. And, like, there was one time she went to Taco Bell and got a quesadilla, but they put chicken in the quesadilla. And even though she ordered a cheese quesadilla, which is a separate menu item from the chicken quesadilla, it's, like, that's kind of, like, all right, not only did you mess up the order pretty, like, specifically of just, like, blatantly wrong, pretty much, but also it's just, like, you kind of have to change that.
Well, because, like, people who have dietary needs can't eat it.
Exactly.
Like, they actually cannot eat it.
And, like, people with peanut allergies and that kind of stuff.
Or, like, gluten-free.
Gluten-free, yeah. Like, that stuff you gotta change,
yeah,
of course.
Like, yeah, I would go and change that for sure.
Yeah.
But if they just, like, forget my French fries or, like...
I'm not gonna complain about that.
No. I'll be like, it's whatever.
Also, I'm not a picky eater.
Right, me neither.
Yeah, so it's, like, if you bring me the wrong food and, like, it still, like, tastes good... then like I'm gonna eat it.
Well, and it's just more effort to like fix it.
It's like I could eat now, or I could be hangry for the next 20 minutes while they make me a new food.
It's like I don't care. I'll just eat because I like this. I'm gonna eat it.
If you put food in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. If it's good, I'm gonna keep eating it.
It's a good saying.
Yeah,
it's a very good one.
That's a life philosophy.
So let's stop talking about how restaurants function.
Yeah.
And let's talk about our favorite restaurants.
Our favorite restaurants? Well, okay. Let's break this up into tiers, though, because you got, like, fast food.
Are we going to do a tier list?
Not entirely, but definitely we should do a tier list podcast sometime.
Definitely.
So we got, like, semi-fast food at the very bottom, and then, like, semi-fast food, and then restaurant, fancy restaurant, like, best restaurant you've ever been to, like, high quality. So let's start. Fast food place. What's your favorite fast food?
What would you consider Chick-fil-A semi?
I'd consider that fast food. Like semi fast food is they don't have a drive-through or you have to go in and get like carry out. But it's not like it's like a chain, but it's not like okay, I'm just gonna run through the drive-through and get that.
Okay, so give me an example.
Chipotle.
Oh, Chipotle.
Chipotle is like a big chain, right? But a lot of times they don't have a drive-through.
So it's a semi-fast food.
Yeah, it's like semi because like it's still a little bit up there, but like it's not a sit-down like order food restaurant, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I guess my favorite fast food would for sure be Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is like number one. Wendy's is like a close second.
Oh yeah, me too. My favorite's Taco Bell, like guaranteed. Chick-fil-A and Wendy's are very close. Very close.
I do enjoy me a good Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. It's just I didn't grow up going there.
Yeah.
So I don't always know what to get when I go there, you know. So it's like an occasional thing, but I do enjoy it. It's pretty good.
I love Tex-Mex. Ooh, that's some good stuff. So like I'll always just be like, all right, I can go to Taco Bell. And also you can get like 20 things there for like $10.
That's true.
And it's like you always go for like the $5 box and then like you get 2 other things with it and it's like I can eat all that. Taco Bell's the place I go to when I want to feel fat. That's where I go. So then what is your favorite like semi-fast food?
Semi-fast food. I can't think of a lot of places that are semi-fast food though.
They're kind of more like upscale fast food, I guess.
Cuz like Piata's really good.
Ooh, yeah.
Chipotle, Piata.
There's a lot of places. I guess I'd say like I'd probably just say Chipotle, honestly. I can't really think of, like, many that I go to, you know?
Yeah, like, Beeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeee Jimmy John's.
Never been there.
Jimmy John's is pretty good.
Never been to Jimmy John's.
Subway's pretty good. I do like me some Subway.
Yeah.
But like once in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like the thing that I order at Subway, I feel like I can only eat that once and so often.
That's true. Well, because we both get the same thing, which is the sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Foot long on flatbread.
Flatbread's best bread. Can't deny. So then what's your like sit down restaurant?
Oh, Max and Irma's is up there.
Ooh, that's
for
good.
sure. I love me Max and Irma's. I feel like now that we're talking about it, I can't think of anything.
Yeah. What about like a Red Robin's or a Bob Evans or
Bob Evans? I like, but it's kind of low on my tier list because I've been there so much.
That's
that
true.
was like
that's kind of like the
Sunday.
our family's in town. Let's go on a Sunday. Yeah. Like after church.
It's an after church kind of restaurant that they have good stuff, but I feel like I tolerate it more than anything else.
Yeah. I'd say for me, it is like actually no. Second place is Red Robin's. I love Red Robin's. Max and Irma's is good too. But number one, this is a Midwest thing. So like people outside of like Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Ohio won't really get it. Condado's Tacos.
Never been there.
Absolutely love Condado's. It is so good. It's like a build your own taco kind of place, and they have so many good options. And it's not just like the boring kind of basic stuff. Like you can put in like they have a bunch of different sauces. They have like all kinds of stuff. They got tofu. They got like way too many options for like a normal taco place. But then like you can also turn that taco into like soft taco, or you can get something that's like a hard shell taco inside a soft shell taco. Ooh. Like the cheesy gordita crunch from Taco Bell. Ooh. But on the inside it's like guacamole and chorizo and like that kind of stuff. And then you can also turn it into a bowl of nachos, and you can turn it into like a taco salad.
Oh, that's
right?
Crazy.
And like each taco is like $3.50, so you can just order like 4 of them and be like, oh yeah, that's a full meal.
I'm into that.
Yeah, it's really good. We should go sometime.
We should.
Yeah.
Shake Shack was pretty good.
I love Shake Shack.
First time I've been there.
Shake Shack's really good. They
so,
finally came here to Ohio. Shout out to New York.
As a person who is not picky when it comes to food, and as a person who thoroughly enjoys food, like I love food. My philosophy with food is that food is made to taste good. Yeah. Nobody makes food to like be nasty. Everyone takes what they have and they're trying to make something delicious out of it that people like. Yeah.
Unless you're a middle school boy with a microwave, in which case, not very good.
Or it's like tradition.
Yeah.
It's just like a traditional thing that people just ate because it was a delicacy, not because it was good.
Yeah, you know? That's very true.
Which there's a lot of food like that. Mm-hmm. But that's my philosophy. And like, always try everything once. Yeah. At least once. Yeah. Because you don't know if it's good or not. And you really can't judge it. Mm-hmm. You know, of course you can judge it by smell, because smell and taste are pretty much the same thing. Yeah. So like, if it smells bad, then don't eat it. I wouldn't eat it. Yeah. If it looks bad, maybe.
Yeah, but like, I gotta say though, a lot of Indian food looks bad, but man, is it delicious. Because all they cook with is basically just like
curry,
spices, and like potatoes. Like most of their dishes are just potatoes cooked in a different way, and it's delicious.
Like the Irish.
Yeah.
Potatoes are like
a lot spicier.
Potatoes are like best food.
Yeah. Potatoes are very versatile.
Super versatile. You could make literally anything out of it.
The only thing more versatile than potatoes is salt.
Yeah.
Well, because you put salt in everything. There's no dish that doesn't have salt in it.
Yeah, but you don't make salt into different things. You just put salt on things.
Yeah, you do. You got Himalayan pink salt. You got flaky sea salt. You got sea salt. You got crystal salt. You got the big hunks of like other salt. You got salt blocks for cows.
Like road salt.
Road salt to melt that ice away. You got kosher salt for the Jews.
Okay, you changed my mind. You convinced me.
Salt's pretty great.
Salt, dude. Just eat salt.
You can get salt from the highest peak of the tallest mountain down to the bottom of the sea.
Just eat salt.
Eat salt. You will shrivel up and die. You will become a raisin of a
salt
person.
Salt sucks. Learned that in biology.
It's true. I thought you were calling out salt for being bad, and I was about to fight. So I was like, did you not hear my whole rant about how great salt is?
No. Salt sucks.
Mm-hmm. What is the fanciest restaurant you've been to?
The Refectory.
All right. Well, you work there, so.
Well, yeah, but I've eaten there several times
That's
before
true.
I worked there.
Yeah. I don't.
And after I started working there,
That's
which
very
is significantly more weird.
Yeah.
Okay, it is for anyone who has not worked like at a place or like a restaurant. I mean, I guess it would work for any workplace.
Yeah, yeah.
But like if you work somewhere and then go there
Like as a customer.
it's so weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Because like not only do you know the employees, but you like know where everything is.
Yeah.
And like it's just weird.
It's kind of like
weird. It feels wrong.
It would be cool if you didn't work there, but because you work there, it's weird. Like if you knew everything, just being like a customer, and you're just like, oh yeah, like that's in that cabinet. It's like you feel special.
Yeah.
But since you work there, it's like not.
Yeah, but those people tend to be entitled.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I've been here 100 times and I know everything.
I've been here 101 times. Looks like I'm better than you.
But no, it's just, it feels wrong because it's like, it's your workplace and you're like, can I help you guys? Like, do you want me to like, take some plates back or? I do get a 50% off discount at the refectory.
That's a lot. I mean, basically, it is a fancy restaurant, so everything's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But that's really good.
It's really good.
That's good, man. Okay.
My family, because my parents have like had 4 kids work there, they never...
Do they get 100% discount?
They do.
Basically?
My parents never go there like with the intention of getting their food taken off, but it always happens. Their whole meal gets comped every single time. And they almost every single... There's been a couple times where they've paid, but they pretty much always get their meal completely comped. And they get it all for free.
That's so good.
And like... It's crazy.
Do you think I can do that? Because my grandparents got married there when it was a church.
I don't know.
Back in like 19 whatever.
19 whatever?
Yeah.
That was a good year.
Well, like my family has like history there. Like they helped make that. But yeah.
It's crazy.
It's nutty. It goes way back. I don't know. Actually, no, I do know. Because my family is not like very big on food. They like eating, but they like snack food and like junk food. Yeah. They don't really like... They're very picky eaters.
Yeah,
when it comes to like a lot of food. I'm not. Like, I'll eat anything. Like, give me like...
High five.
Tofu. Woo! Give me like tofu spinach soup and I'll like devour that. And I'll be like, all right, that was pretty good, but I probably wouldn't order it again. They're like, okay, give me the chicken nuggets and the fries. And I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, all right, I want something different. Which is great because like my girlfriend's family, they're all vegan. Or like her parents are anyway. And so, like, they get real creative with their food.
You're always eating new stuff.
I'm always eating new stuff. They made chili one night, and I got to go over and, like, eat chili with them. And it was super nice because I love them. But also, like, it was really weird because my girlfriend doesn't like textures in food. So she doesn't like the texture of peppers or onions. She doesn't like that crunch, right?
Oh, I see.
So what they do is they, like, puree the onions and the peppers so you still get the flavor, but it makes it really, like, kind of thick and, like, really, like, thick chili. And it's just like got like the different like lumps of other beans and such. And it was, we're going to make it for the chili cook-off.
Dude.
In a couple months.
Excited for that.
Oh yeah. It'll be a good time. And so it's like got a bit of heat to it. Really nice. But the fanciest place that I've ever eaten at was the Disney cruise we went on a couple years ago. And that place, that was super cool because it was like very high quality restaurant just for like everyone. So everyone got like a fine dining experience. But then there were also fancier restaurants that had like wine and like all that kind of stuff. Like basically what you'd see at work.
Yeah.
But it was basically the same thing, just without the like atmosphere, like the super like fancy like dress up wine atmosphere.
Yeah.
It was just like, all right, here's your food. And it was like a fillet and it was like already paid for because that is included in the price of the whole trip. And it was really nice. That was some good food. The desserts were like off the charts. They had a sample platter, and that's what I got every single night. So it's like you got 3 of the 4 desserts that were like offered.
Ooh.
And
that's the way to go.
That was a good
Definitely
time.
the way to go.
They had this like, it was like a nitro freeze like mango cheesecake kind of deal. So it was a super light, super fluffy like mango puree, and it was just like dope. In like a tart, like kind of like pastry casing. Oh, it was amazing. But yeah, that was the fanciest place I've ever eaten at. And would I do it again? Yes, I would, but I don't have a lot of experience with fancy restaurants.
I mean, it's more so just like an atmosphere, honestly, and like and like everything's higher quality.
Yeah.
You know, the service is higher quality, the food is higher quality, more expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, like, it's weird being an adventurous eater.
Yeah.
You know, because I'll try anything. And every once in a while, I'm like, yeah, I'll try something new. But, like, for the most part, going to restaurants, I order the same thing every single time.
Well, it's like, you know what you like still, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's more so going to new restaurants and then getting a new food.
Yeah.
You know? Because, like, you don't know what to order, so you just kind of go with, oh, that could be interesting, and you get that, you know?
Yeah. Unless you're like me and you get scared and you're just like, order for me.
You do that a lot, yeah.
Tell me what to get.
Yeah, you do that a lot. I'll just tell you, like, the good food.
Yeah. Or, like, not too often, but sometimes I'll just be like, hey, you order for me. Just pick something, and I'll eat it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just to try something, you know?
I'll always ask, like, whoever has been there before, like, oh, like, what should I get? And a lot of the time they're just like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, but that doesn't help me.
Thanks.
'Cause then I'm just going to be like, all right, cool. Like, I tried sushi for the first time at, like, a local, like, sushi place around here. Because there's a lot of, like, Asian American culture, like, in this area. So you get really, really good, like, authentic, like, food. But this place was more updated, and it was almost like a Chipotle, like, sushi kind of place.
Oh.
So you got to make your own, but they also had very traditional options. I loved it. It was so good. Just got, like, a spicy tuna roll. Delicious.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Weirdest thing I've ever eaten?
I do want to flex a little bit. That's why I asked the question.
Oh, yeah, no. I would say canned octopus.
Canned octopus?
Yes. We had a lock-in one time at church, and there was this game we played. It was like a dare. Like, you got, like, a cracker. It was like oh, you think you can eat that? Bet. And so, like, you kept piling things up until you didn't think you could eat it. And so it's like whoever thought the other person couldn't eat it, they'd be like, I don't think you can eat that. And, like, they'd call them out. And then if they, like, ate it, but then they spit it back out, they lost.
Oh.
So it just kept getting worse and worse. And I went up against Ian.
Oh, well, Ian...
So, of course, I lost. He coaxed me into it. But I didn't actually eat the octopus then. I ate it, like, afterwards because I just wanted to try it. It was, like, very salty chewing gum.
Huh.
Yeah, it was very tough. Very, like...
It's an interesting
briny.
way to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've had, at the refectory... I think specifically in January, the chef does a wild game menu. So it's like, you'll get like a bunch of different weird animals that you wouldn't normally consider eating. But everything, the animals that I've eaten since working at the restaurant, I've had alpaca.
Okay.
I've had antelope. I've had ostrich. All of which were good. I liked all of them.
All right, okay.
I feel like a lot of it comes from, like, I've had caviar too. Which is...
I have not.
That's fish eggs, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the caviar? Yeah. I was thinking of...
escargot?
Yeah, that's snails. I have not had that.
I don't want it.
But...
No thanks.
But yeah, I think a lot of it comes from just, like, people not being used to eating those animals.
Yeah.
And so they think, oh, it's going to taste, like, drastically different. But I feel like that just comes from how it's prepared.
That's true.
Because there's so many different ways.
Right, yeah.
There's so many different ways you can prepare meat.
Well, it's like you got to prepare it in the way that, like, will work good for it.
Yeah.
So I imagine, like, antelope and ostrich are pretty lean meats. So, like, you got to be a little tougher on them, you know? To make them more, like, tender and, like, enjoyable and bring out those flavors.
Yeah, and a lot of it is, like, you bring out the flavors, but you also, like, have, like, a sauce on it. And you have, like,
something that pairs well.
You pair it with, like, certain vegetables. And
right.
It's
like steak and potatoes. Then you go ostrich and, like...
Potatoes.
Potatoes, yeah. Yeah. Potatoes are the best. That's the conclusion.
Go with everything.
Okay, this is more broad, but this is what I was going to ask before we got into, like, weirdest thing. What is the one country or place that you would love to go to and just, like, eat at those restaurants?
Ooh. If I could eat anywhere, and I didn't, like,
or, like, what is a famous restaurant that you've heard about that you want to go to?
Gusto's.
Gusto's? From Ratatouille?
From Ratatouille.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I think if I could go anywhere and didn't have to deal with, like, culture shock, I feel like Japan has a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah. I was going to say either Japan, there's, like, a ramen shop that's over a river, and that's how they deliver the noodles and stuff. I want to go there. But also, I want to go to South Korea. No, not South Korea. I mean, Korean barbecue.
North Korea.
Obviously. Yeah. Best Korea. No. I guess it's kind of in every Asian country. I'd probably go to Japan. I really want to get, like, real authentic hot pot. Because, like, you know what that is? Yeah. Yeah, it's like you dip all the things in the broth and, like, cook it there. And I want to go to like one of those really bad.
I remember a couple years ago, it was like a year or two ago, for my birthday, my girlfriend at the time took me to like a Japanese restaurant.
Ooh.
It was so good.
Yeah, you went to like a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the best thing I'd ever had.
Yeah. I've never been to a Japanese steakhouse.
They're expensive.
I've always wanted to go. Yeah, that's probably why I haven't been there. Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
It was definitely, it was a very nice treat, and I actually appreciate that still.
I would absolutely love to go to like, honestly, I feel like, I know I said like Tex-Mex was probably my favorite food and like that kind of stuff, but I feel like a lot of the Asian food I like a lot more of. And like that's weird because they do a lot with like seafood, and I'm not a big fan of seafood.
Me neither, really.
It's because I've only had like American seafood, you know?
Yeah.
I'm down with like Louisiana style, like, you know, like all that like crawfish and like gumbo and all that. But like, I'm just not a big fan of like a salmon fillet or like, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Salmon's good. I like salmon. I like me some salmon.
Not a big fan. Or like tuna. Not a big fan of tuna either.
Yeah.
I'll eat lobster. But, you know, and crab. I've had like fresh crab in Florida. That's really good.
I tried shrimp for the first time like
really?
a couple months ago.
You haven't had shrimp for like...
No.
Wow. Okay.
There was an opportunity where when I was like younger and we were at a, I don't know, it must have been like a house party or something.
Yeah.
But we were there and they had like shrimp. And I almost tried some, except for the fact that it was an outdoor party in like the middle of summer.
Oh, yeah.
And like there were gnats. And I'm like,
no thanks. Yeah.
No.
What'd you think of shrimp though?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Especially with like the marinara or whatever, the sauce. That was good.
Cocktail sauce.
Cocktail sauce. Why did I say marinara?
Because you got fixated on Gusto's.
Gusto's.
That's another question. What is, beside from Gusto's, what is the fictional restaurant you'd want to go to the most?
Bob's Burgers. That's the first one I think of.
Yeah.
I don't even watch that show.
I don't either.
Speaking of Ratatouille, I have had Ratatouille.
Yeah?
It's pretty good. It's mostly like...
I can't believe they made it in real life.
Well, but no, it's literally just like a bunch of vegetables with like a sauce.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure there are a bunch of different ways to prepare it.
Oh, yeah.
We have like a little canapé. It's like almost a crouton-esque like cracker.
Yeah.
And they have like, I don't know, like a little bit of ratatouille, like diced vegetables and everything in the sauce, and they just scoop that on there and you eat it.
Ooh.
So good.
That's nice. That's
so
nice.
Good.
Goat
cheese is good too.
I love goat cheese.
Feta cheese is my favorite cheese.
Yeah. I'd want to go to the food truck from Chef.
Oh.
John Favreau's food truck.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, cheese is a whole can of worms. Cheese is like a big old... We could do a whole episode on cheese.
Yeah.
We should do a whole episode on cheese.
I don't know if I could talk that much about cheese, though.
Listen, cheese is good.
I'm surrounded by cheese, though.
Yeah.
Cheese and wine.
Stinky.
Stinky cheese. I do not like stinky stuff. Yeah. Because it makes your breath smell bad. And if you eat it before work, that's not a good.
No, it's not good.
I did that once. I was like, listen, I'm going to just try this cheese, even though it's stinky. People have said it's good. I tried it. It wasn't that good. It made my breath bad.
Oh, no.
For the rest of that night, it was awful.
That's not good.
I prefer a nice, like, hard, like, sharp cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
The more, like, I don't mind a soft cheese either, but if it's just, like, liquid or like
if it's liquid
slime,
when it's not supposed to be liquid, then no.
I don't like a slime kind of cheese because I've seen.
What do you feel about mozzarella?
Mozzarella's good.
Okay.
Like that's like your normal cheese.
Yeah. Mozzarella's like, it's a little slimy though. You get like the high moisture, like fresh mozzarella.
But like if the cheese is spreadable, I'm not into it.
You don't like cottage cheese?
No.
Yeah, I hate cottage cheese too.
Unless you melt the cheese, then it's fine.
Yeah,
but like, if it comes like spreadable, I'm not. Sorry.
Like queso, that's good.
It's
but
good.
Like, yeah, I can't do cottage cheese or like cream cheese is iffy sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really do like cream cheese.
It's weird that like blue cheese exists.
I hate that.
Like cheese that is just moldy for the sake of
cheese.
Being, it's weird. It's like, oh, I ate the moldy cheese because it's moldy, and that's why I eat it.
That's the funny thing about cheese, though, is that like, if it gets moldy and goes bad, then it's just fancier cheese.
Exactly.
It's weird. I don't like it.
We had one of our coworkers. He doesn't work there anymore, but he worked at the restaurant, and he worked at like a cheese place, like specifically a cheese place.
Yeah.
And he said that there was like at one point they had opened some kind of the cheese or whatever, and there were like a bunch of like bugs in it, but they're like specifically like cheese like eating. I forget what they were called. They were like cheese mites or something. I don't know.
Cheese flies.
But we were like, ew, that's disgusting. He's like, but that's like part of it. Like,
no thanks.
Like, it's not, you don't eat them, but like they are part of like the process. And it's like,
false.
Like, you're wrong.
Yeah, no, I ain't doing that.
No,
that's
just
weird.
Give me some normal cheese. Just take some milk and shake it up, turn it into butter, and then
churn it.
Just churn that milk.
Let's make cheese.
Let's do it.
Cooking podcast.
We'll just put it on the Bit channel.
We don't have a Bit channel yet.
Not yet. Subscribe.
Subscribe. Insert channel name here, but it doesn't exist, so there won't be an insert.
Nope.
Put like a clown nose, like
clown nose sound.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
But then cut this part out so that they don't know.
No, I gotta leave it in so it's funnier.
Oh well, all right. Thanks, future Ben.
We'll see.
But
yeah, restaurants, love them.
Love them.
Love restaurants. Love eating out. Love trying new food.
I do too.
Love food in general.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just gonna say it again. Respect your servers.
Yes.
And
they do a lot.
Your restaurant employees.
Tip them nicely too.
Tip them nicely. Because servers live off of tips exclusively. They get like $1, like an hour, and I don't like that. They do. Servers do so much. They do way more than you think.
I'm having a word breakdown.
Respect them. Tip them well. They will appreciate you a lot more and be a lot nicer. Honestly, like if you're just nice to them, they'll just be nicer to you, like by default.
Yeah,
that's just how it works.
Well, like. Listen, I go to a lot of coffee shops. Like, nice baristas make nice drinks.
It's true.
Be nice to them. That goes with, like, any food choice, like, ever, though.
If they make a mistake, forgive them.
I've also been in places where if you be nice to the server, they'll give you your number. I haven't received their number, but friends of mine have, and it didn't go anywhere. But, hey, that's not the point.
But that's nice.
Yeah. Be nice to people.
Yeah, you know what?
Invite them to your grandma's birthday.
Not even in restaurants. Just be nice to people in general.
Oh.
Talking to you, Jonald.
Gerald.
Jonald.
Gibby.
Gibby? What's Gibby thinking about?
What's Gibby thinking about? He's thinking about gross cheese mites.
Cheese mites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's leave them on that note.
We're going to cheese mites. Goodbye.
See you next week.
Have a good day.
Bibbidi bop. Eat food.